What's up everyone? Welcome back to another fantastic video in which you'll be transported to the classical era. Nostalgia and only good feelings will be your travel partner in this journey. We wish you happy travels into the old times of classic cars. So let's dive in and look at nostalgic classic car features that are history now. Our first feature is wood grain side paneling. It was one of the most fashionable features of classic cars that were unique for car bodies and provided an aesthetic appeal. But we're sure that wood grain side paneling wasn't just for adding visual charm. So why was it added to the classic automobiles? The story of wood grain side paneling has many twists and turns. Initially, the primary purpose of wood side panels was to reduce the engine noise that made the ride uncomfortable for the passengers and add strength to the car's frame. It was first used in 1920 in the form of painted wood veneers. The most popular types of wood used for wood grain paneling were mahogany, walnut, and ash. The car companies used a process called wood graining to create the wood grain effect on the paneling. This process involved applying a layer of paint or varnish to a metal surface and then using a specialized tool to create the desired pattern. First, the wood grain side paneling was used for strength and noise reduction. Then it became a necessary visual item of the cars and was found in almost every standard car. And here comes a twist in the story of wood grain side paneling in the form of metalworking. In the mid-20th century, a revolution came in the working process and metalworking techniques to reduce noise and strengthen car bodies. It caused a shift in the use of wood in car bodies from structural purposes to decorative ones. Although manufacturers were using wood for manufacturing cars, it was still very costly and labor-intensive. The wood used in the side panels was more expensive than metalworking. Therefore, manufacturers were finding other ways to retain the wood grain side paneling look, or, in other words, add fake wood grains to side panels. This problem was solved with the emergence of vinyl graphic applications in the mid-1950s. It introduced the cross wood grain pattern that glorified and made cars beautiful without using actual wood. In this way, the wood grain side panels remained for appearance only and then phased out due to modern paintwork techniques. Still, classic cars with wood grain side paneling have high demand due to their rarity and aesthetic appeal. Moving on, our next classic car feature is a horn ring. There were unique rings in the steering wheels made for the horns in the early 1900s. They were needed as automobiles were relatively new on the roads, and horse-drawn carriages were always on the road. They were slow and took time to give space as compared to automobiles, so sounding horns was necessary to save time back then. Compared to today's small power steering wheels with a horn available in the center, the steering wheels were large and thin in the old times, so it was impossible to sound the horn keeping both hands on the wheel. The horn ring solved this problem as it could be used keeping both hands on the wheel with the thumbs. It made controlling the car easier and driving safer. The horn rings were light and thin and made of chrome or brass. Soon, it became an important safety feature available in many cars. Later in the 20th century, horn rings became a status symbol and were often adorned with luxury materials like ivory, silver, and gold. The horn rings, originally used to alert other drivers of a car's presence, eventually became a way to express a driver's personality. Then, with the advent of electronics and power steering, the horn rings were no longer needed and were slowly phased out. But this feature is still used in the restoration of classic cars. We hope you enjoyed our journey to the classic time when everything about automobiles was new and innovative. Classic cars are full of nostalgic features that make them memorable and unique. We cannot find that particular style and coolness of design of the classic cars in modern vehicles. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. We are constantly checking our comments section, so make sure you mention your favorite classic car features for us. Until next time, happy motoring!